What the heck is this? A double nerf to Junkrat? Yo, what the? Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's check this out. So they just put out the brand new Overwatch 2 big update. So it's going to be changing a lot of things. This is my first time checking it out, other than obviously in the intro there, because I could not believe when someone tweeted out that they nerfed Junkrat twice in this update, which is crazy. Alright, so let's check out what is actually here. So basically, we're continuing the health of the competitive play and the matchmaking across Overwatch 2 for both returning and new players. We've made numerous tuning adjustments on the server for both the initial and continued determination of a player's skill, tier, and division, many of which become even more noticeable at the start of Season 2. So maybe they're just saying, hey, we're going to be fixing it in Season 2, because there's so many players. Like, I have friends that have hit top 500, and some of them are like gold and platinum, like just all over the place in terms of rank. And even at the highest level of rank, when people are in top 500, they are still getting players in gold in their game, which is just, yeah, that's not gonna, have a good experience for like multiple people, right? But anyways, they talk about defense matrix. Audio description as a feature has been added with a limited rollout for PCs in select country. Okay. Anyways, it's a transcript of voice chat. Oh, I thought this was the ability. So basically, they're probably just monitoring their chat a little bit more for people getting reports. I'm really here to see like the changes here to the actual characters, but there might be some other things in here as well. So we've made a change to aim assist in crossplay. If you play in crossplay game now, aim assist is enabled in all matches except for competitive. What? That's really good. So that means if I'm playing PC, we could do something kind of fun. Maybe just plug in a controller and actually gain aim assist? Or is it just like you get aim assist on PC? Let's see, it says in our data we found many groups were crossplay groups between PC and console players. This meant if you're playing on console and grouping with PC, you were opting into a bad experience for yourself to play with your friends. Also, if you had a group that was primarily console but one of your friends was a PC player, you had to leave the PC player out to have a good experience. Okay, we'd like to reiterate, at this point, aim assist exists only on console platforms. Oh, okay, so you can't just plug in a controller. Okay. Anyways, let's check out the actual updates that most of you guys probably clicked this video for. So let's get started with D.Va. So some of these we actually knew about. So the fusion cannons, the spread is increased from 3.5 to 3.75. Basically, you're going to need to be a little bit closer. It's going to be just less accurate. The spread's just wider, right? And then with the boosters, the impact damage from 25 to 15. It is a nerf overall. Then the call mech, the fixed in the last update, call mech ultimate cost is reduced by 12%. So there is a buff to D.Va at the end of the day. So there was a give and a take, but we actually talked about one of these like changes that was actually leaked from like the OWL, but nonetheless, basically this is the same thing for D.Va that we expected to see. Okay, so next up we got Zarya. Yeah, Zarya was super hard to defeat, especially at lower ranks. Like you could just walk up at Zarya and just delete the entire teams. I already have video showing you guys that. But anyways, particle barrier, the duration is reduced from 2.5 to 2 seconds, so that's actually a pretty big nerf over there. The cooldown increase from 10 to 11 seconds. And remember, you have two of these, and they're both receiving the same exact change. So you have a nerf to the duration as well as the cooldown. It is definitely a nerf at the end of the day, because both of them are getting nerfed only by 1 second, but the damage is still real with Zarya. So I don't know if this is going to make Zarya completely like useless, as in like no one's going to touch Zarya now after this patch, but I'm curious to know what you guys think about Zarya. I still think she's a pretty solid pick. Like, she's not a pick where it's like, you know how if you get Doomfist on your team, if they're not really good, they're just going to be feeding. I don't think that's the case with Zarya, so she's still like a solid tank. Next up, Genji, we actually, I think, have the same exact patch notes that went around. Basically, what it comes down to is you can't dash and then just right-click someone and get a triple headshot and delete them. So it is a small nerf Genji. You're gonna have to follow up with another melee. It's like, it's okay. Like, is Genji like unplayable? Not really. But I would say that this change doesn't really matter too much. It's really this change that really is the one that matters, because you're not gonna be able to delete people as fast. Next up though, with Junkrat. This is where I get super disappointed, because you guys know I love Junkrat. If you guys haven't checked out my gameplay, I have like a 0-death rank game where we just absolutely destroyed as Junkrat. But nonetheless, they had him nerfed, which is really weird. Like, I've been seeing again and again, everyone's complaining about like Sojourn for the most part. But Junkrat getting nerfed is really strange. So the arming time is increased from 0.5 to 0.75. This is, as far as I'm aware of, that's when you throw out the trap. It takes like almost a second for it to activate. So I would say overall this is like a very minor change, but it does exist. And then on top of that, they fixed in the last update trap duration reduced from 3 to 2.5 seconds. Does this really matter? I would say, I mean, you really look at the trap, there's double nerfs to it. It's really just weird. I didn't really feel like Junkrat was oppressive in like the lower ranks of the game. So how do you guys feel about Junkrat being nerfed over here? It just seems like it's random. Like, it does not make any sense whatsoever. As far as like even at like high rank, I barely even see Junkrat seeing that much play. It's like Sojourn pretty much most of the games. Nonetheless, we got Sombra over here. So what did they change? So ability lockout duration is reduced from 1.75 to 1.5 seconds. I think this was in the previous notes as well. And then hacked enemies are no longer valid targets for hacking for the duration of the 8-second effect. So basically, you can't just keep on hacking the tanks. This was kind of an issue when I would play Orisa, and sometimes people would just go Sombra to counter me. But nonetheless, the hacked enemy damage multiplier is reduced from 40 to 25%. So overall, a lot less Sombra players. So Kirko, what was the change? And vulnerability duration reduced from 0.4 to 0.25 seconds with the Swift Step. I mean, is this going to change things that much? It's basically like an almost useless change, right? The way I see this is, it's not going to make people go, oh, I don't want to play Kirko because of this small, tiny nerf, right? So I don't think that's that big of a deal. It's like whatever. So we have some bug fixes. PC default setting for audio mix has been changed to studio reference. This is just like basically bugs. Certain things with like the D-pad control. The avoid teammate button is no longer hiding behind the recent players list. Okay, that was kind of an issue. But for the most part, I think if anything, we should get more teammates to avoid. This would be a fantastic change to the game. I think that would be very welcoming to just have, like, give us like 30, 40 people that we can avoid. Because if I avoid someone, I don't want to play with that person ever. If they're a thrower or they're just like really upset and like they're arguing, they're typing in the chat the whole time, I just want that avoid list to be as big as I want. Like, maybe at least, I personally would say just let the people fill up the avoid list, and if they can't get games, that's their fault for avoiding too many people. But like, if I avoid someone and I have to play with them like the next day, it's just kind of unfortunate. I just wish that they would change that. Anyways, next up, changes with Junkertown. Fix additional areas in the map where that were causing performance issues in some cases. Okay, that's not that big a deal. Brig, fix a bug where Brig's shield can be invulnerable under certain conditions. I actually have seen videos on that. I didn't know if it was real. Sometimes people, they'll make like fake TikTok videos or just YouTube shorts, and they're doing like basically the creative or the custom games, and they're like, dude, look at this bug. But yeah, I did see this one. I didn't actually bother trying it out, but I guess it was real. Cassie now correctly drops the flag during the combat roll in the capture the flag mode. Okay, oh, this is like just random stuff. Fix the last update, fix a bug with seismic slam being stopped early by obstructions. Fix the last update, fixed a bug with being able to jump during seismic slam. Genji fixed the issue with the mythic skins hit volumes. And then they also fixed an issue where players could get infinite Dragon Blade in custom games. Oh. Well, I mean, in custom games, like, that's not really that big of a deal, right? Next up, Hanzo fixed in last update, the jump wall climb no longer destroys breakables. I'm not sure if that really matters that much, though. Anyways, Drunk Queen, commanding shot and rampage now correctly drop the flag. Oh, these are just like kind of like smaller changes. Fix an issue where Kirko could escape map boundaries. Okay, that's kind of like, and this is mostly just bug fixes. This is basically it for this list. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think of this. I do think the changes to Zarya are welcoming. Diva's like, okay. It's just going to be probably Winston. I'll be making a video very soon going over the brand new tier list for this next upcoming patch. At least, you know, giving you guys my thoughts on it, because everyone's list is going to be different and probably subjective at the end of the day. But I think we could objectively say Sojourn is still S tier. Kirko is definitely going to be S tier as well, but I just don't, this is like just weird. Why hit the Junkrat? I don't know. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here and you want to see more Overwatch content, hit subscribe, turn the bell, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, I'm out. Peace.